CNN, but it's time to focus on some other corporates. In fact, the government has received 28 applications now for the phase 3 of the FM radio auctions, and these 28 applications have given an earnest money deposit of about 317 crore rupees. Pawan Agarwal, the non-executive director of DB Corp, now joins in. DB Corp, of course, being one of those applicants as well. Hi, Mr. Agarwal. Thanks very much for joining us. Can you give us a sense of how much money it is that your own company has given an earnest money deposit?
So I would like to, finally say that it has been a wait of almost 5 years for the phase 3. We're very happy and upbeat about the fact that the D-date has come, and we've deposited the earnest money in a rounded manner, and as we've been saying earlier, we've done the EBITDA break-even of a prior station in about 2.5 years. So we've usually taking the same benchmark to bid for the new stations, and the way earnest money has been deposited, we will look at each station individually and see how, what price we get it at, and put our benchmark at a similar level of 2.5, 3 years for break-even, and then bid for those stations accordingly.
All right. Hi, Mr. Agarwal. Thanks so much for joining in today, in fact. But a quick question. Many analysts are expecting aggressive bidding. What's your view, and how are you seeing the situation on the ground panning out?
Okay. We happy to saw the list of applicants, the 28 applications that MIB has received. So out of the 28 applicants, what we've noticed is most of the applicants are people who already have an existing radio business. We were expecting that some of the national media companies which do not have a radio business will also enter radio bidding this time, which has not happened. So most of the other new companies that have come in look like they have interest probably in regional channels, or they are non-media companies or don't have a national presence. So that should provide some rationale to the bidding, because most of the players who are going to bid have seen the business and how how profitable it is and how logical it is. So let's hope for a rational bidding, I can say.
Well, one can only hope. So far, the 2 auctions that we've seen, there's been nothing rational about that. But give us a sense of what's the kind of watches that you're preparing for it.
As I said, 2.5 years is what we've done in the past, and the only rationale that we have applying to our bidding is the break-even within 3 years. If we can do break-even within 3 years with the revenue assumptions, the cost, and of course the license fee, we will bid for stations. If we see that they're going beyond our past experience, we surely those stations are not the ones that we would go for.
What is the revenue assumption that you're going with?
So every station revenue assumption will vary depending on the size. This round of bidding has stations right from Delhi, Bombay, to a Dhule, to a Lucknow, to a Kanpur, to a Patiala as well. And every station's reserve price, the lowest reserve price, if I recall, is about 30 lakh rupees. Is the lowest reserve price, going to as high as 35-40 crore as the highest reserve price. So the revenue will vary from town to town. What we are looking at is each station will have to be bid individually, and hence we are looking at each station's bidding with its own cost, its own revenues, what it can generate, and the OPEX, and of course the capital that it will require to put it up.
All right, Mr. Agarwal, then
it's not a wholesome decision. It's a very individually one-on-one station decision actually that will be followed.
All right, Mr. Agarwal, what's the additional number of cities you're targeting in this phase 3, and what are the strategies in place to expand the company's footprints?
The strategies have always been clear that we will expand the radio network of MyFM in the states, in the territories where we've already built a strong presence, dominance. We've been working with an EBITDA margin of about 40% this year in the first 9 months, with a top line growth of about 19%. So the emphasis is to see how the new stations can help us to grow this EBITDA, maintain this EBITDA, grow the dominance, grow the value that we bring to the advertisers as well as to the listeners. So most of our expansions will be done. All of our expansion will be done keeping that philosophy and that strategy in mind and in place, that this additional investment has to strengthen our current investment.
And finally, just to wrap it up,
there are about 69.
Sure, go ahead.
There are about 69 cities that are coming up. So we're looking at so in the current batch, we're looking at few cities again, which will help us build complete our network in our current stage.
And from phase 2, will you be renewing all your existing licenses?
Yes, of course. As I said, all our stations have been profitable. All our stations were started to make money, and happy to share with you that our listenership share in all of our stations is in the excess of 45 to 50%. So is the revenue share, and in most of our stations, as I said. Yes, we are definitely renewing all our stations.
All right, Mr. Agarwal, thanks so much for joining in and in fact sharing all those details. But let's move on to a CNBC TV 18 exclusive. We learned from sources.